The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Munker, his guests, and callers on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2020. All rights are reserved. Freedom March is powered by BTC.
ILTV studios located here at University Drive. Welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Munker. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I'm also a member of the local Catholic Christian community. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. Brother Roll, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you so much. Good to be here, Senator.
And of course, today happens to be Tuesday, the 30th of January 2024. Well, at this very moment, at the Paul Farquharson Center at Police Headquarters on East Street, Prime Minister Philip Davis, I'm advised, is attending a press conference which is being held by Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda. That is the report that I have received from police headquarters. I do not know what the press conference is about, but I can assure you that we do have a reporter who is there and will be reporting. So that is a very interesting development. Very early this morning at Potter's Cay Dock, a Negro man, he perished, he drowned at Potter's Cay Dock, according to a Negro source. In Grand Bahama, there has been a Grand Bahamian who has been charged either with the murders or the attempted murders of two Aberconian. These crimes are happening so quickly, I hardly can tell. And then, of course, here on the island of New Providence, if I have it correctly, a juvenile. He has been charged, having been found in possession of a gun. And the lane magistrate, using wisdom, remanded him to the Simpson Penn School for Boys. So these are some of the issues that are. And then, of course, we look at some other issues, okay? Hold on, everybody. This is Freedom March. God save our blessed King, King Charles III, and the royal family. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. We'll be right back. Hold on. Breaking news taking place, breaking news. The Canadian government has issued on how should I describe it, my spiritual advisor?
Well, actually, they're issuing a travel advisory and they're asking travelers to the Bahamas to exercise a high degree of caution, is what you want to say.
This would have come as the Canadians have identified some of the key areas that murders take place and rape. And the Canadian government has warned its citizens that in the hotel industry, in the hotels, there is a high level of rape taking place. And they have identified that the rapes are taking place in the hotels and in the casino.
There's hotel rooms too.
In fact, in the hotel rooms. You would recall that I revealed to you that at one of Nassau Leading's hotel, a Canadian citizen who's reported to be a resident of the Bahamas invaded that hotel and raped an 81-year-old Canadian citizen. You would recall that I was critical of the Royal Bahamas Police Force for failing to tell us what hotel it is. Well, praise the Lord, the Canadians are on the scene, and they have revealed that visitors should not go south of Shirley Street, because south of Shirley Street is where all the murders are taking place. And they have warned them that in many of the hotels, many of the casinos, many of the hotel rooms, raping is taking place. And in fairness to Canada, they do have a good example where an 81-year-old Canadian woman was raped, and of course she was raped by a Canadian citizen who's reported to be a resident. So perhaps in the course of the show I should be calling on the Immigration Department to seize that Canadian rapist, and after he would have served some time, we should repatriate him to Canada. So I thought I'd let you know what the Canadians are doing. They don't want the tourists to go south of Shirley Street. You know, this is where we, the Negroes, live, and this is where we are committing lots of murders among our population.
Now, this particular, not to interrupt you, but
Go ahead, my spiritual
this
advisor.
particular advisory, we need to pay special attention to this, because here's the dynamics of this now. This is the time of the year. I just got a text from my daughter, right? This is the time of the year. It's cold in Canada. February and March are the coldest months. So people are trying to escape Canada to come to the Bahamas or to come
Canadians.
south. Yeah, to come south.
Okay.
Escape the cold. So this is something we have to pay attention to, because it like changes the dynamics of traveling to the Bahamas. If the Canadians are issuing a travel advisory, now that definitely affects our tourism product.
But what is unfair is that the Canadian government has failed to say it is Canadians who are raping y'all.
Yeah, that's very interesting, because a Canadian raped a Canadian.
You see, this is what I told you about the Canadians. You would recall that last year and the year before, I have been consistently criticizing Canada and its policies, which attracts black mothers to flee the Bahamas with black children, claiming a variety of reasons for fleeing the Bahamas. And now Canada is very dishonest, because it should warn its citizen to be aware of resident Canadian. It's the Canadians who are doing all the raping from the evidence we have. But we'll come back to it. We just wanted to let the public know, particularly in view of the fact that Prime Minister Philip Davis is at the Paul Farquharson Center, which is located at police headquarters, where we are advised that Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda at this very moment is holding a press conference, and that must be a very powerful press conference when you see that the Prime Minister travels to police headquarters to attend it. My spiritual advisor, certainly it is time for you to give thanks to Jehovah God in the midst of all this calamity and the intellectual dishonesty of the Canadian government.
Yeah, but it is cause for concern. Anyway, we'll get back to the advisory as soon as I'm done reading the scripture. The scripture today is taken from the book of Luke. We're looking at chapter 18, 1 through 8. And I kind of like this passage where Jesus Christ is given this scenario, this parable of the persistent widow. And there's a lesson in this too. Very powerful lesson in being persistent. And here's what Jesus says. It says, then Jesus told his disciples a parable to show them, there's a lesson in this, to show them that they should always pray and not give up. And here's why. He said, in a certain town there was a judge who neither feared God nor cared what people thought. And there was a widow in that town who kept coming to him with the plea, asking him, "Grant me justice against my adversary." For some time, he refused. But finally he said to himself, "Even though I do not fear God or care what people think, yet, because this widow keeps bothering me, I will see that she gets justice so that she won't eventually come back and attack me." It's a very, very powerful and interesting passage. Men always are. You have another 3 verses there? It says 1 through 8. Do you get that? Well, if you don't have it, we could always go back to it another time. But this is very interesting, where Jesus gives this parable about being persistent. And he uses this judge and this widow who constantly came to him to, beg him to do her a favor. And he eventually gave in because of her persistence. So let's be persistent in our praying and our petitioning of God. And the Lord said, listen to what the unjust says, the unjust judge. Listen what this unjust judge says. "And will not God bring about justice to his chosen ones who cry to him day and night? Will he keep putting them off?" This is interesting, but I tell you, he will see that they get justice, and quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find faith on the earth? Luke 18, 1 through 8, the parable of the persistent widow. The word of God is always and will forever be blessed. Thank you, Mr. Medusa.
I thank you, my spiritual advisor.
Absolutely.
Well, at 6:30 a.m., a widow from Freeport, Grand Bahama called me, and I was kind of surprised, but I was excited when she called me and she declared that she was one of the woman them, and she was moved to call me and to talk with me. I want to thank her for calling me, and I want to extend publicly my deepest sympathies on the passing of her husband, the late Thomas Mortimer. So, Mrs. Thomas Mortimer, I'm saddened to hear of the passing of your husband, notwithstanding that he passed away on the 6th of October. I thank you for calling me, I thank you for telling me, and I thank you for telling me that you have accepted my leadership and that you listen to Freedom March every day. So God bless you, be strong, and continue to do the right thing. You are a widow. I think it's powerful, so I salute her. I also want to salute a senior citizen whom I met on Prince Charles Drive yesterday, Miss Wilson. Hello, Miss Wilson. I'm so flattered that you listen to Freedom March every day. And I was excited when your granddaughter approached me, and she had failed to recognize that you and I had already met. You are a good woman. I thank you for supporting Freedom March, and I thank you, notwithstanding that you are 86, that you have accepted my leadership. And I want you to know that I'm flattered, and may God bless you. Well, having said that, there are exciting things that is happening in the country. We begin the show by drawing to your attention that currently at the Paul Farquharson Center, this is at the police headquarters on East Street, Commissioner of Police Clayton Fernanda is reported to be holding a press conference. And of course, his special guest at the press conference is the nation's leader, Prime Minister Philip Davis. I'm certain Eyewitness News will bring you up to date on what the press conference is all about. Taking into consideration that we have just drawn to your attention that approximately 6 hours ago, the Canadian government issued a travel advisory in which it warned its citizens who are coming to the Bahamas not to go south of Shirley Street. Well, if you head south of Shirley Street, you would be in Negro Town. You would be in the area where the civil of our society lives, the population. It is in that area where we have been experiencing crime. So we will talk more about it, and we will look at some of the things that the Canadian government has pointed out, even though they, and we're happy that they have identified where the Canadians are either being raped or where all the rapes are taking place here on the island.
So let's look at a couple of things that they did mention, because we only got a couple minutes in this segment. Let's highlight a few things, if you don't mind me doing that, Senator. They want you to stay away, avoid Nassau's over the hill, anything south of Shirley Street and Fish Fry, especially at night.
They don't want you to go to Fish Fry.
Anything south of that. It seems as if you can go to Fish Fry. They say avoid Nassau's over the hill, south of Shirley Street and Fish Fry area. So it's fine. You can go to Fish Fry
South
of Shirley Street and Fish Fry. When you go south of don't forget now, the Fish Fry is north. If you take Shirley Street, well, it runs into West Bay. So anything south of that, they want you to be careful if you go in those areas at night. But Fish Fry is fine.
Really?
They're not saying avoid the Fish Fry.
Okay, well, it all depends on how you.
Well, this would be the proper way to interpret. It says avoid Nassau's over the hill, south of Shirley Street and Fish Fry areas.
I think they include.
I don't know if they include it, but anyhow, especially at night.
Okay.
Anyhow, so they're saying ensure that your personal belongings include your passport and other travel documents that they're secure. They say avoid deserted beaches. They say don't walk alone, particularly dark. Don't carry large sums of cash. Now, here's what I don't like about this advisory. When it talks about women's safety, it says that sexual assaults occur frequently in the Bahamas. Now, where do they get the statistics for that?
Is it true?
I don't know.
What the heck do you mean you don't know?
They say frequently, Sandra.
My
you know what frequently means?
Come now. Do you not hear the reports that Bahamian women are complaining consistently that they're being raped? Isn't that the talk?
You may see one or two in the papers. We don't know what's not posted. But anyhow,
what do you mean?
They're saying that sexual assaults occur frequently in the Bahamas.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
We need to find out where they get that stats from. And they zero in on hotels, hotel rooms, casinos, cruise ships, and on the beach. Really?
Yes, my spiritual advisor. We just had a Canadian woman rape in
That's
one of the
case.
top.
Yes, we
No. It's a fundamental case. We just had a Canadian woman rape in one of Nassau top hotels.
Oh, okay. I get that.
All right.
I get that. All right. Now they say reported incidents on the rise in Nassau, including on Paradise Island. In some cases, the victims are drugged.
We just had a Mexican woman 2:30 a.m. on Saturday morning who was raped by an unknown man.
Yeah, but Sandra, why are you abusing the table, man?
My spiritual advisor, remain focused.
That's the only way you could get your point across?
I want you to remain focused. Don't get distracted by my antics.
Yeah. Be wary when embarking on jet ski rides with licensed or unlicensed operators, as several incidents of sexual assault have been reported on these operators. Avoid excessive consumption. Avoid excessive consumption of alcohol and avoid using drugs. Don't accept rides from strangers or from unlicensed taxi drivers. All right. Then they talk about fraud with credit card and ATM, which occurs in the Bahamas, especially in Nassau.
The Canadians can't talk about fraud because they fraud my card.
Is he now?
No. I cut it straight. I've never been to Canada in all my life. I don't want to go to Canada, but the Canadian thieved my card and bought $43 worth of bears.
Right. Now, they're criticizing the water sports industry. They're saying that the water sports industry is poorly regulated in the Bahamas, and tourists have been seriously injured using jet skis and other watercraft. So
well, you see, one of the problems that I have with it is I'm not sure what the Canadians are talking about, because we do know that there has been a series, they just turn over when the shark bite the white woman. So I'm not seeing their criticism as them talking principally about the Negro small businessman. We have allowed the people who are running their shark racket. That's who the Canadians are talking about, them. Them who running the shark racket. Them who are chumming the sea. All right?
Now, you see why Bahama wants to get into the jet ski rental business?
No, Bahama should stay out of it.
You see what I tell you about
Let me tell you why Bahama should stay out of it, because Canada is after them.
They say it's poorly regulated.
No.
They're asking their citizens to rent from reputable.
No. Bahama should sell rum and casino. That's what Bahama is supposed to be in, okay? This is for the match. My name is Rodney Monker. The Canadians know where the rapes are taking place. They just did one at one of NASA's biggest hotels, and we're covering it up. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. With the issue of the many murders that are taking place here on the island of New Providence, I told you that there was an international conspiracy to destroy the reputation and the good name of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. We're going to slowly see it, as many of the first world nations who are jealous over the fact that this little Negro nation has been doing so well economically, and the fact that we will not deal with the issue of crime. It threatens the reputation of our nation to the extent that we are becoming like Haiti, with gang leaders and gang lords and warlords and gun lords and drug lords are running our society. We are becoming like Haiti. And so we are beginning to see it slowly, and we are beginning to see some conditioning of our minds, where if a crime took place at a public school, perhaps at a food store, we will tell you the identity of the place. The Canadians are very upset that rapes are taking place in our casino. That is what they say. These are white people. See, these are white people who have an international intelligence agency. Canada got spies here in the Bahamas. They have spies.
They have an embassy too.
They have their CIA in the Bahamas. They have their intelligence gathering apparatus. And so they have watched how rapes are taking place, according to the Canadians, in our casino. They are aware that the cream of the crops in the hotel industry, raping, according to the Canadians, are taking place in the rooms. But we hide it, and we will not make the hotel industry more accountable and more responsible. So, about 6 hours ago, the Canadian government issues a travel warning, and it tells its citizens not to go south of Shirley Street. That's where I live, and I'm a Negro. That's where the murders are taking place. But they warn them that in the casinos, now there are only 2 casinos here in Nassau. And that casino is Paradise Island. That's Nassau.
No, Paradise Island is not Nassau, eh?
I just love when the Negroes challenge me.
We need to look at geographically where Nassau's the capital now, and I think there's a certain geographical marking for Nassau. That island, which is off New Providence, has a very different, distinct name. It's called Paradise Island, right?
Yes.
So where is Paradise Island? What's the location?
Paradise Island is exactly over there.
That's right. So Paradise Island is just north, on the northern side of New Providence.
Yes.
Is it not?
Yes.
Now, where's Nassau?
If you're talking capital, Nassau is down the road.
Where?
You don't know where Nassau is? Bay Street.
Where you
Come
pointing,
around
though?
here.
Where are you pointing? Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You're pointing north.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But I'm not talking principally geography.
Okay.
You see,
Okay.
since you correct me, let me show off. I'm going to show off. I'm talking law. I ain't listening to you Negroes, because many of you all don't know how to do affidavit or after Davis. And the law tells us what the zones are. And ain't too many Negroes who comes from my humble background know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to listen to my spiritual advisor. I just told you what the law say. Now I just hope he doesn't make me go
Now,
and fight.
geographically, where is Nassau?
The same place as where the
it's
law
bound by
says.
this road.
Listen to me.
Bound by this road,
Mr.
going
Spiritual
west.
Advisor.
Bound by this
Mr.
road.
Spiritual Advisor.
Come down Bay Street.
Spiritual
Bound by.
Advisor. Do not, let us not be distracted.
Come on, man.
Do you know the word affidavit?
That's not the correct.
Do you know
But I know what it means.
affidavit? Do you know it? Do you know it? Huh?
It's an affidavit. Okay.
Do you know it?
Yeah.
The purpose of the law, that which I call it, is it.
Right.
To mind what no Negro tell you.
And you're a justice of the peace for what? New Providence and Wells.
The whole Bahamas. All
Are
right?
you? So you're justice of the peace for Paradise Island as well?
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
All right. Okay.
Don't argue with me when I tell you these things, eh?
Okay.
Take it from me.
Right.
I'm
But
showing
this-
off.
but this-
and I
this-
know I know most of these people don't know what I'm talking about.
But what this advisory that the Canadian government have upon their website
Yeah.
is so detailed that they even got in.
Canada is a part of the conspiracy.
What do you mean?
Canada is a part of the
So,
conspiracy, which is what does Canada do? Many Bahamians have not been watching the fact that Canada has been slowly luring black people to Canada. I give you a story of a mother who has about 8, 9, possibly 10 Negro children. She is female. I know she is female. How do I know she is female? I remember when she born. But she told the white people in Canada that she has to come to Canada because she's lesbian. There's nothing lesbian about that woman. You heard me? And when I had to make my contribution, I wrote, I said, listen, she can't be lesbian, she got 10 children. And I'm 67. You can't have 10 children and it's a lesbian. Canada has been attracting our people. If you want to go to Canada, just tell the Canadian you're gay. Canada runs a kinky policy.
It's a relaxed refugee
right.
laws. That's all it is.
They run. I'm not listening to my spiritual advisor. He's not a justice of the peace. He does not encounter citizen who's trying to get to Canada. Canada is kidnapping black children. And I want Canada to send black children home. That's what I want Canada to do. I want Canada to send all them black people back to Nassau. Talking
Yeah, but
nonsense.
you can't do that. That's a big
I mean, I
thing.
can't do that, and I just said it. I have a
That's not
right.
kidnapping anybody, man. Don't do that.
Yes, they are.
That's not fair.
Their policy constitute trickery
Now, when you try to travel
and
to Canada,
kidnapping,
you may have an issue.
right?
When you try to travel to Canada now.
I don't. What I have to go to Canada for?
You never know, Santa.
I don't have anything to go to Canada for.
You never know.
Okay. All right. Well, wait till I reach to that.
Don't,
all right.
Don't forget.
My spiritual advisor, I don't have nothing to go to Canada for.
What do old people say?
All right.
As long
so
as
let's
you're
not
alive,
get
you
into
ain't past nothing, Santa.
That is true. But
you agree with that?
I don't have to go to Canada.
Boy.
All right.
You know, okay.
The only place I have to go is Long Island and Rum Key and Arawak Key and Porter's Key and so forth. So many of you are not familiar with Canada policy. You all don't do JP work. So you all don't hear what the people say and the foolishness they've done. You know how many men have lost their wife and their girlfriend and their children to the treacherous policy of Canada? And I demand that Canada send them black children home. I demand it. Now, let's leave that alone and let's go to the advisory. So the Canadians are warning their citizens that they should be very careful. They should watch out for the casinos. Raping, according to Canada, is taking place in our casino. Now, many of us as citizens won't be able to tell because under existing law, we are not allowed to gamble in the casino, even though the Royal Commission of perhaps 1966, 1967 has recommended that the Negro people be allowed to gamble. And we have been denied that right. It remains discriminatory, and every Negro government we've had sends the commission report into casino gamble continue to maintain the practice. And we've had no young people who's been revolutionary, who's been progressive, who would go to Bahama and Atlantis and demand that Bahamians be able to gamble. All right? But that is what Canada has told us. It's a very serious matter. And of course, remember I told you that this whole thing about crime and the international influences that prevents us from executing convicted murderers undermines the reputation of the Bahamas. It damages us. And there's one major international conspiracy against the Bahamas. And so that is what is going on here. But nevertheless, I'm happy that the Canadians have told us where the rapes are taking place. They say the casinos. So the next time I'm at any of the major resorts, I'll be looking around to see what's going on. But that is what they told us, and we should look at it seriously. Yes, tourism is important, but we have been covering up. I'm tired of this talk. Do you have any other points that the Canadian we may have to reveal to the country?
What is interesting, it does seem as if you're a watercraft, if you're using your vessel, boat, your boats or whatever to come to the Bahamas, they're telling you that you should be aware of other watercraft or local watercraft boats being used by drug dealers. And I'd be like, wow, I wonder why they went that far.
Well, we really don't have any local drug dealers.
Yeah, they say boaters should be alert to the possibility of encountering watercraft operated by illegal drug dealers.
Yeah, and who are they?
Remain vigilant and make use of officially recognized docking and berthing facilities only.
If you were to go to Fort Montague and look north, in the harbor you will see a lot of foreign yachts. Some night, if you're standing on the shoreline, because last night I went out there, you could smell the dope coming from sea. And I look at those boats and I said, my God, look at what my country's come to. Strange boats in the harbor smoking dope.
That's a big thing all over the world, though. Everybody's smoking.
It's against the law.
Yeah, we understand it's
You
against
see,
the law.
you see
What I'm
what the
saying,
problem
Senator, when these
is?
folks
Watch
come
what you are doing.
Senator, everybody
It's
smoking, though.
against the law.
Oh, so that don't stop
It's
them.
against the law.
Senator, that don't
The
stop them.
Canadians, boaters, should not be in the Bahamas smoking dope. If they want to smoke dope, go smoke it in Canada
Yeah,
and
where's-
America.
yeah, where's legal
It's
there?
against the law.
In the Bahamas, yeah.
But watch what you took. Oh, everybody is smoking.
That's the
it.
truth.
It's against the law.
Well, notwithstanding that.
It's against the law. Negro, it is against the
Senator,
law.
everybody's smoking dope, man.
Everybody's not smoking dope because I don't
It's a
smoke
big
dope.
thing. It's a big thing
Look
now.
how you're justifying
I'm
it.
not justifying anything.
Man of God.
Well, I mean,
Look how you're justifying it.
Senator, I
It's
mean-
against the law.
okay, yeah, it's against the law of the Bahamas, and we understand that.
Oh.
Yeah, we understand that.
Well, now we see why.
But when you're driving in the back of these construction trucks first thing in the morning, that's all you can smell is weed piping from
The
them
last
trucks.
time
That
I
ain't changing
drove
nothing.
at the back of a construction,
With 20 fellas on the back of it, the first thing you smell early in
last
the
time
morning
I drove,
is weed. Everybody's smoking weed,
was it
getting high
19?
before they go to work.
90, when I went to close Allison Maynard and the people from South America down at the airport. All right? So I don't drive behind nobody smoking dope. Okay?
Yeah.
And that is why we have to continue to push and to get the government to be sensitive and not legalize dangerous drugs. All right? We have to push on that. But this is what the Canadian has warned us. And notwithstanding my criticism of Canada, it's an interesting revelation that they're revealing that rapes are taking place in our casino. It's amazing. I wonder what part of the casino they do all this raping. And they say it's being done in the hotel room. And in Penistone, Canada, a Canadian resident did rape a Canadian visitor at one of Nassau's most prestigious hotels. But we have to cover up, okay? Because we're trying to protect tourism. So we thought we would tell that to you for what it is worth. Do you have any more interesting points?
No,
Spiritual
that's it. I
advisor?
mean, yeah, we covered everything basically.
You think we have?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you're sure?
I'm positive, yeah.
And Canada wants the Canadian to watch out for crafts, drug smugglers.
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess the
Okay.
seas are wide open.
Well-
We like over 100,000 square miles of ocean.
Well, it means that the Minister of National Security has to send the Defense Force boat out and start just searching those small yachts.
Yeah, but notwithstanding the advisories, and we don't want to downplay these advisories either from the U.S. or Canada, we do have a pretty good relationship with both countries, you know.
What that has to do with
I'm
anything?
just saying, you know.
If Canadians are being raped in the Bahamas, right?
That's by another Canadian.
What that has to do with a good relationship with
Because
Canada?
we still have a very strong tourism product, and we have a very strong
so
relationship
we
with countries.
rape the Canadians, and then we say, don't mind we're raping them.
Okay, but listen.
Don't mind the 61-year-old man rape the 81-year-old Canadian woman. We got a good relationship.
We still do, yes.
Okay.
Behemoths are back and forth.
All right, well, tell Canada.
Look at me. Look at me. I'm a prime example. I've been to Canada twice last year. I'm going again in maybe a month or two, as soon as the cold weather breaks. You know, I'll be back in
So
Canada.
let's tell Canada, don't mind the rape. We have
I'm
a
not
good
saying that.
relationship
I'm not
with you.
saying that. I'm just saying.
Canada, don't mind your citizen is being raped in the casino. We have a good relationship.
This is true.
Huh?
Yeah.
That's foolishness. Anyway, I can't take it.
Yeah.
I just can't take all of this.
All right, let's move on to some more positive stuff.
You wanna think? Goodness me. Talk for a second. Let me see what this Negro man is sending me so I wouldn't sin.
Somebody
Okay.
wants to send a message out about some lighting. They're having some lighting issues in the Elizabeth Estates area. Minister Jobert Colby Davis, there is some street lighting issues on Cypress Court West in Elizabeth Estates. The pole number is number 21. We understand that light is needed as the residents are afraid and they're not able to see at night in that area. We understand this report was lodged with BPL almost 1 year ago and nothing has been done. So they're sending this message to Minister Jobert Colby Davis. They want you to understand that your constituents have been complaining about poor lighting in the area of Elizabeth Estates and an area on Cypress Court West. And the poll is number 21. They want you to pay attention to that. Other than that, they say you're going to have problems when it's time for election again. So that's a message coming from some residents in the Elizabeth Estates. All right, Senator. Back to you.
Well, how much more minutes do we have, my spiritual?
Yeah, we got about 5 minutes, which is
Yeah,
good.
5 minutes? Yeah. Okay, let's see what else we can talk about. What topic you want?
You said that the Prime Minister is having a meeting with...
I have been told that the Commissioner of Police, Clayton Fernanda, is holding a press conference at the Paul Farquharson Center, and that Prime Minister Philip Davis is attending that. That is what I have been advised. Do you have doubts?
I'm just trying to see if I can figure out the nature of that.
Press conference?
Yeah.
Okay,
It has to do
well,
with crime, more than likely, eh?
well,
Because the Prime Minister is in the papers today, and he's doing some good damage control. Because when I use the word notwithstanding, you seem to dismiss the point I was trying to make. The Prime Minister is now saying, listen, the Bahamas is a safe place to visit. Yes, we do have one or two little issues, but relatively, it's still a safe place to come. Do you agree?
what is your opinion on it?
I agree. I agree with that.
I'm with you. I
agree with
agree.
that. It's, now, our issue...
It is a safe place, but notwithstanding, it is a safe place. We are concerned over the crime that is taking place in the Negro community.
Right. You don't want it to spill over into tourism.
In the hotel where the Canadian raped his fellow Canadian citizen. They have him. All right? And they should have been able to prevent it. I'm concerned about that. Well, let's look, since we are talking crime, let's look at what a former acting Chief Justice and a former President of the Court of Appeal has to say about capital punishment. You will note that Dame Anita Allen is the former President of the Court of Appeal. And of course, today she is in charge of the Law Reform Commission. And Dame Anita has pointed out to the media today that prosecutors, they have to come up with a strategy whereby when they prosecute a murder case, that they will go for the death penalty. She is arguing that capital punishment is on the book and that they have to put a good case, taking into consideration the Privy Council's ruling on that bad piece of English language which deal with the worst of the worst and the rarest of the rare, if I'm quoting her correctly. So that is a very interesting development, but still there is too much pushback in the society against capital punishment, and the tension is not easing, the frustration is not easing, and people still feel very, very insecure because the murders are taking place, and it's an issue that needs to be dealt with, and it calls for the entire society discussing the matter and openly expressing their views to the members of Parliament. Any comment on that?
I think she did highlight the mere fact that, you know, if you are on bail for murder and you end up in with issues again with the law, especially for another heinous crime or serious crime as murder, that, you know, your bail should be revoked. You should not be able to get bail if you're on bail for murder and then charged with another murder. There is enough in the law to keep you off the streets. And of course, there are conditions, there are certain bail conditions that probably just need to be enforced. You know, I always wonder though, the ankle monitoring bracelet system, do they have a curfew attached to that? If you're being monitored by an anklet bracelet, does the court say to you, listen, you have to be home by 8 o'clock?
There are conditions when that might be said, but the criminals...
Okay. But it's not general.
I'm not going to say whether or not it's general. I don't know. All I know is from time to time they might restrict you.
Right.
But
which they should.
The level of sophistication of our criminal are scientists.
They figure it out, eh?
They understand, starting on how to manipulate the judicial system, and of course, ever since the Free National Movement introduced ankle bracelet. See, to start off with, the FNM was wrong to name it an ankle bracelet. An ankle bracelet! Then just put bracelet around your ankle. You see how dumb everybody is? This is Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Let's get rid of ankle bracelet and throw it in the sea. I'll be right back after the break. Hold on, everybody. God save the King. Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Roll is my spiritual advisor. There's so many issues to deal with here in the Bahamas. The Prime Minister, Philip Davis, spoke to the media in the aftermath of the opposition in the African state of Kenya taking the government to court after it was announced that the Kenyan armed forces will lead an invasion into Haiti. And of course, the Bahamas, perhaps Jamaica, and one or two other Caribbean island nations is said to be a part of that strategic force which will go into Haiti and wrestle control of Haiti as a result of the gangs having seized political power. And for those of us who have been following this development, Kenya, and I must confess, as a Negro citizen, I don't trust the continent of Africa, because it was them who captured my ancestors and sold them into slavery. So it perhaps will take 1,000 years before I trust them. I may give you a story of a very impressive Nigerian who came to the Bahamas, my interaction with him, and my suspicion of my brother Nigerian. But the Prime Minister tells the media that he believes that if the court continues to block the armed forces of that African nation, Kenya, from leading the military invasion into Haiti, he believes that there is perhaps another nation who would be willing to take the lead, taking into consideration that there are no other Caribbean island nation who has the military means, the military sophistication to lead an invasion into Haiti. I would want to hope that the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, who led an eminent group of Negro Caribbean leaders into Haiti. There they sat and met with high priests of Haiti, voodoo practicing men, and Haitian gang leaders. You may have forgotten that when Perry Christie was Prime Minister of the Bahamas, the Haitian President Martinez, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, him and Perry Christie were very tight, very, very close friends. And on many occasions, Haiti's president would come to the Bahamas and call on Mr. and Mrs. Christie with his wife. And as you are able to see, Martinez is a mulatto Haitian leader, and Mr. Christie is a mulatto Bahamian leader. So they became very, very tight, and there were many mysteries, many talks about the mysticism of their powerful relationship. Certainly we should send Mr. Christie back to Haiti. Christie should be told to go to Haiti, find President Martinez, and they should sit down with the Haitian gangsters, the voodoo priests, those who practice black art, those who do underhand work, those who practice graveyard dirt, because Haiti is full of voodoo and obia and bunker and all kinds of spiritual elements to it. And Christie ought to be sent back to Haiti to work out a peace deal with civil authority and the gang leaders. Because we are seeing here in the Bahamas the influence of gangsters. You would recall that the opposition leader, Michael Pintard, perhaps motivated, having seen Mr. Christie wax with Martinez, having observed that Mr. Christie did travel to Haiti and met with gang leaders. You would recall that Michael Pintard had recommended to the Davis administration that the political authorities should meet with the local Negro gangs with a view to perhaps ending the many kinds of criminal activities. I'm happy that we have not been a part of any military invasion in Haiti. As a historian, looking at Haiti's history and the fact that from the day those set of Africans were captured, brought to this part of the world, Haiti has suffered. Haiti has been exploited. Haiti has been just dominated. And notwithstanding the political problems that Haiti is faced with, I'm very sympathetic to the Haitian people. I understand their struggle, their blood. It flows in me. And so I really don't want any more bloodshed in Haiti. And I think that the governing Progressive Liberal Party, the National General Council of the PLP, should move to encourage Perry Gladstone Christie and Matty Lees to start new negotiation with the various political factions of Haiti, and that Haiti should not experience any more bloodshed, because blood is being spilled in Haiti, and we are able to see that the various political factions, some of the things that they are doing to one another, it's just horrible. Pouring gasoline on one's head and lighting it afire, chopping up one another. It's horrible. And I continue to hope and pray that the Commonwealth of the Bahamas will not be a part of any military invasion into Haiti. Military invasion that would lead to the shedding of the precious blood of our Haitian brothers. So these are some of the things our country is faced with. The mysticism, the magic. What is the Creole word for flying? My spiritual advisor.
Back on there.
Really? And so,
We got birthdays, don't forget that.
it's 5 o'clock?
Yeah, man.
Well, my spiritual advisor, I shall talk
5:15, it's past
Haitian
5.
politics no
It's
more.
5:11.
But it is my hope and prayer that the government, the party of the PLP, will recommend that our brother Perry Gladstone Christie should go to Haiti, and I'm prepared to accompany him. Bunde sobre Haiti, Bunde sobre Haiti. God save Haiti. My spiritual advisor.
Well, we got a couple of birthdays. I don't know, you ready? Okay, good, Mr. Medusa. We got a couple of birthdays that we want to do. Let's do this one first. Happy birthday goes out to Miss Jewel Kelly. Greetings coming from her husband, Dwayne, her daughters, Renee, Vanette, Phyllis, her son, Dwayne, Junior, sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, in-laws, family, and friends. Happy birthday to Mrs. Jewel Kelly. Kelly. All right, who we got next? Then we want to wish this teacher, Miss Danique Dorset in Mangrove Keandris, a birthday wish going out to her, coming from her mom, her dad, her sisters, brothers, nieces, nephews, aunts, uncles, nephews, cousins, co-workers, and also church family and friends. Happy birthday to Miss Danique Dorset. All right, let's see. Let's go back to this. Who do we have next? Okay, so we want to send a very special birthday shout out to Eloise Burrows. It's coming from your husband, George, and the entire Marshall clan, including Jordan and Amara. So happy birthday to Eloise Burrows. Who do we have next? We want to wish, is this Mr. Major from Topham Bay Lutra and the entire Major family, from her grandson, Cam, the Comfort Producing Show. Let me see if I get the right person. It looks like, okay, yeah, so happy birthday to Miss Mr. Major of Topham Bay Lutra. It's coming from the entire Major family and the grandson, Cam. That's you? Okay, great. That's our producer. This is your grandmother? Okay, so happy birthday, Grammy. Your grandson here that produces the show for us, he wanted to send you this very special birthday shout out to you and the entire Major family over there in Topham Bay, Eleuthera. All right, what else we have? That's it? That's all we have for today? It looks like that is it, eh? Okay. All right. Good, Santa. You have anybody shout-outs? No?
No, my spiritual advisor, other than I wish everybody who's celebrating a birthday this 30th day of June. Yeah, I do have a birthday. Wow. I have two cousins who celebrates a birthday. I'm confused which one, because one birthday is tomorrow and one birthday is today. So, which of my first cousin? I have two first cousins. One name is Roger Lewis, the other one is John Cox. And they celebrate a birthday one after the other. So I'm going to take a guess and say that today is John Cox's birthday. John Cox is my first cousin. He lives in the Coconut Grove community. And if I'm correct, John would have turned 64 years old today. You know what I'm going to do? Tomorrow morning, I'm going to go and look for my first cousin, John. He and I, we live so close, you would think that I'm his bigger brother. Happy birthday to my dear first cousin, John Cox. It's powerful. Okay, my spiritual advisor, I've done my birthday shout out, and I want to wish everybody a very happy, happy birthday and a very, very shout out. So this is powerful. Where are we?
Yeah. Okay, so where are we next?
Well, I'm very concerned.
Where are we next?
Do you have a topic? I don't want to
Well,
dominate.
it's just a side thing. We
Go
see
ahead,
where
let's deal with
apparently
side things.
Yeah, we see where it seems as if there's a Junkanoo group, we understand, and it has been named, where they are being asked to return some seed money back to the Bahamas government.
Seed.
Yeah.
Now, when you talk about seed,
I'm thinking like
what kind of seed?
is a donation, like money.
Okay.
They've been
And
asked to return.
What is the name of this group?
It seems as if this group is called the Prodigal Sons.
Behold the prodigal son.
Do they really understand the meaning of the prodigal son, the story behind it?
Well, perhaps let us not become
They need
too
it.
philosophical.
That's true.
Let's deal with
Yeah.
the money first, and then afterward, we'll see if this is truly the prodigal
Well,
son.
they have until March the 31st to prove that they are the prodigal son. Because
How much
apparently
months is that from now?
This is now, wait, might as well say February, yeah. February, they got 2 months, basically.
2 months. And 2 into 30 goes how much time?
15 times.
So they have to find $15,000 a month.
Yeah.
And from what you know of them,
Now, I don't know. See, now the thing is with this, I wanted to ask a question. I
Go
brought
ahead,
this up
Mr.
because I wanted to ask a
Advisor.
question. Okay, so this money, I'm understanding, was funding from the Bahamas government.
in fact,
Is it not so?
it comes from the ministry responsible for Junkanoo.
Okay.
Yes.
So when they're given this money, what are they supposed to do with it?
When you're given seed money,
Mm-hmm.
it is to assist you with the purchase of the materials for your Junkanoo group.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what that does is it binds you. Is it bind or bound? It bounds you into a contract with that ministry, and you have to go on Bay Street and display.
Yeah,
talent.
if you are given seed money, you are required to spend it on your group and to participate in the Junkanoo festivities. So you will do it Boxing Day, and you will do it again on Christmas, on New Year's morning.
Okay, so it says that the prodigal sons, from what we understand, is a Junkanoo group. They will be forced to return $30,000 in seed funding to the government after the Category A group dropped out of both the 23 Boxing Day parade and also the 2024 New Year's Day parade.
Okay.
Okay, so in a statement, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture said it was determined after a thorough investigation that the prodigal sons did not act in accordance with accepted Junkanoo funding practices
Okay.
and will be asked to return the funds by March the 31st. It has become abundantly clear to the organizers and the fans that the prodigal sons, the Junkanoo group, was absent from both the Christmas Boxing Day 2023 parade, and also the 2024 New Year's Day parades. Hence, an investigation was launched. After a thorough investigation involving all the pertinent stakeholders, it has been determined that the prodigal sons did not act in accordance with stipulated accepted Junkanoo funding practices.
Did they
Therefore,
say what are the accepted Junkanoo
that's what I was asking you. You see, because like, now that I understand, it bounds them into this contract.
Okay.
It says the ministry further the funding conditions were clearly outlined and agreed upon all groups, adding that failure to pay will block the group from receiving future funding. I don't see
What is the problem that you have?
Now I understand. It seems as if they don't give it back, it isn't a criminal matter. It doesn't seem as if they just won't be able to.
If the government gives you seed money for a specific purpose and you fail to spend it,
in that agreed purpose,
then
so you're misappropriating it. Then
you have stolen it.
But see now, this doesn't say it's criminal.
No.
It just says
Listen to me.
failure to pay will block the group from receiving future funding.
Okay.
So they don't want jail them.
We're not talking about what they want to do. If
What
the
you talking about?
government, I want you to listen to what
You saying this, you know. The government ain't say they thief the money.
Goodness of mercy. If the government gives you funding for you to participate in Junkanoo and you fail to participate, right? You didn't buy any material for the Junkanoo. No goat skin.
No, they just ain't show up.
My spiritual advisor, why don't you listen?
Go ahead.
If you want to help them out.
Let me see if I can learn something.
Let's help them
Go ahead.
out. Right? Let's help them out. I am not sure I want evidence of the Junkanoo group, okay? I'm not sure I want your evidence, okay?
Because I wanted to ask
Any
you, what is
Junkanoo
the
group who wishes to speak to me, I'm going to have to swear you in, okay?
for what? You could take one thing and say.
Why don't you listen? I'm the leader of a Junkanoo group.
What's the name of the group?
My Junkanoo group is called
the Bush Warriors?
Bush Warrior.
Okay.
We go to Bay Street and we hang murderers. Okay? I went to Bay Street and I rushed, but I didn't get the money. I didn't get the money because the Bank of the Bahamas was very uncooperative. So,
Did you ask for some? Did you ask some seed money?
why this man ain't listening to me?
You said the bank loans are not cooperative.
Yes, because you need a bank account.
You don't have a bank account?
You need a bank account!
That's what I'm asking. Do you have a bank account with Bank of Bahamas?
We're not talking about me as an individual.
Oh, okay.
Right?
You're talking about this group.
So I rush and I leave the money alone. But the government is holding money that I should have collected. I would have collected if the hearts of the bank was good.
So what was the requirement for the group to open an account?
All right?
What's the requirement for the group to open the account now?
You have to have an account.
Now, what is the requirement?
And you produce certain documents.
All right.
And once you do that, then the money is sent there. All right?
What certain documents you need to produce?
You perhaps, who are going to be the signatories?
I figured that.
What
Okay, yeah,
resolution
okay, so
establishing the
okay,
group?
okay.
Blah, blah, blah. It's not.
That's too much red tape, eh?
It's not a lot of red tape. Your problem could be Negroes.
But you could control that.
Don't
Choose the right Negroes, that's all.
We are all one, right? So I decided I'll just go to Bay Street and rush, and one day I'll run into the minister and tell him, I didn't get the money because the Bank of the Bahamas was so uncooperative, and so forth and so on. Or like I told the minister responsible, I said, listen, one day I'm going to come on the show, put up a picture of the bank, and when I finish cursing them out and telling you all who all money they thief. You see? And the minister didn't like me doing that, so I've not done it yet. So the point is, if you're given the funds, you are required to use it. Now, one of the problems in Junkanoo is the organizers of the Junkanoo has been very unstable. So if one group who's very influential and get their costume ready, they are able to get the whole of Junkanoo canceled.
Oh, okay.
They look up in the air and they say it can rain tonight. It can be cold. So they got Junkanoo Jacka, which then gives other Junkanoo group opportunity to thief. So it's very complex. We have to go back to the days when Boxing Day is when you do Junkanoo. Whether or not it rain, is plenty wind or sunshine. But they come up with all kind of excuse. And so Junkanoo has turned into, I don't want to say it. And so therein lies the problem. So it's the prodigal son. And $30,000 is plenty money.
Yeah, that's quite a bit. That's a big chunk.
Perhaps
How big is
they
that group?
might be able to show that they did buy the costumes.
Yeah.
They did build the Junkanoo costumes. They did have the goat skin drum, and so forth and so on.
They probably won't
But
finish.
Junkanoo
So they-
in the Bahamas has become very dishonest. I don't want to go into it, right? It's a bunch of crookery. It's a bunch of dishonesty. One set of leaders think they should have all the money, and so forth. Okay? This is pretty much. My name is Rodney Monker. Long live the prodigal son. He's going to be treated differently. God save the king. Hold on, everybody. When we come back, we'll open the line. All right? Welcome back to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Monker. Bradley Rule is my spiritual advisor. And of course, I think we have one, perhaps two more birthdays and a condolences. Bradley, you want to go first?
Okay, so we want to send this birthday shout out to Diane Ferguson. We understand she is celebrating the birthday. She's one woman there. She accepts Mr. Monker's leadership. Happy birthday is coming from her son, Dakino, her sisters and brothers, nieces and nephews, especially from niece Mackenzie and Kennedy, from all your family members. They love you. Happy birthday to Diane Ferguson.
Happy birthday, Diane Ferguson. God bless you. And I thank you that you have accepted my leadership.
Interested
This is
indeed.
powerful.
Interested indeed.
Yes.
We got some condolences. You want to do the condolences or do the birthday shout out first? What do you want to do?
Do the condolences.
All right, so we want to send some condolences out to the children and to the children and families on the passing of their precious pearl, Sybil Charlton from Baileytown, Bimini, and it's coming from Ena Rose. So condolences to the family of Sybil Charlton. All right, and then we want to send condolences out to the Lavarity family in Baileytown, Bimini, and Freeport on the passing of Jack Lavarity. That's coming from Ena Rose. So condolences to those two people from Baileytown, Bimini, and Freeport, especially Jack Lavarity, and of those who are family members of Sybil Charlton. All right, so we did that. You can go ahead, Sander.
Well, I want to wish a happy birthday to a very good man. He's very political, he's very gifted. And of course, his name is Visler de Vilma. Visler de Vilma. He's a good citizen. And I want him to know that I do wish him what do I wish him? A happy birthday.
Okay.
Visler de Vilma.
I see.
And this is powerful. Go ahead, my spiritual advisor.
We can open the lines?
Yes, please.
All right, let's open the lines. You can call us now. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775, 698-0776. How much time should we got? About 20 minutes, maybe 22 minutes to entertain some calls. Maybe we can hear from somebody from the prodigal son. 323-7775, 698-0775, 698-0776. Do we have any calls as yet? No? Go ahead, sir. No, we don't need calls.
Yes, I'm thinking about Haiti and the fact that the Haitians are plagued with the same phenomena that we are now plagued with, and that is the issue of gangs. Perhaps we are more fortunate that our gangs are not practicing. So, so we have to see how best we can deal with these two gangs.
Right.
I think I would want to go with Mr. Christie to Haiti if he's going. Yeah. And help Mr. Christie down there. I just thought I would say it and smile while I say it. I think Christie would do very well in Haiti. Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons, that's one of the primary reasons why Kenya has decided to withdraw their bid to send troops into Haiti.
Why?
Why? I think they're saying that right now, I'm understanding, 95% of Port-au-Prince is controlled by gangs. And so they're saying, it's a gang-infested territory in Port-au-Prince, and they don't want to send them into that kind of environment, We have a call? No. So I think that's one of the primary reasons why they decided, listen, we're gonna pass a resolution? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy that
Port-au-Prince is overrun by gangs.
Kenyans will not go into Haiti. I can't get over how Kenya and those were responsible and contributed to many of us of African descent being captured and being sold into slavery. I have difficulty trusting them. See, I have to be honest with you. If they did it 600 years ago, goodness me, give them another opportunity and they will sell us again. And we have continued to ignore that a major contributing factor to people of African descent being sold into slavery is them same brothers in Africa. They captured many of us, they kidnapped us, and they sold us. They sold us into slavery. Now, y'all could trust them. Ha! Y'all could trust them. History tells me, be careful. Okay? That's what history tells me. History tells me to be careful because them people sold us into slavery, and we must never forget that. If you do not forget it, you get captured here in the Bahamas and sold into slavery. And at 67, I can't do no hard work. Okay? I can't do no hard work. At 67, I can't take no whip. Okay? I can't. Okay? At 67, I can't take the hot sun. Okay?
We got a call?
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, caller.
Mr. Supervisor and Mr. Monica.
Sir. No.
I don't know how we can solve other people's problems with crime, with stuff and riots, and we have a problem with us. That's the only one thing I have to say. And the next other thing I got to say, Miss Miller, that when she's talking in the night on her show, she needs to have a longer show, so some advice from individuals behaving they'll call and listen to, you know, little messages and things from them also.
Who's that?
I mean, I don't know if you think this.
By Monday.
I don't know.
Okay, we will pass your
Okay, thank you, Carlo.
issue on.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you. We understand. Hello.
Okay. No calls, yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you, Texter, for sending that information. So it is understood that the court actually blocked the government from sending individuals.
Yeah, it was a court. The opposition took out an action in the Supreme Court of Kenya. I think they were concerned over the fact that the Kenyan armed force, it was almost like, there's a big word for people who you can buy to go to war. You would recall that perhaps the United States government has agreed to perhaps give the Kenyans maybe over $20 million.
Okay, so it's like contractors, basically.
No, that isn't the word for...
Mercenary?
That's a better word. And so, you know, I'm concerned about that the Kenyans got the money. I mean, certainly the Americans should not have treated us with that kind of disrespect if they're going to buy black power to invade Haiti. Then they should share the money equally. Why the hell Kenya must control the money? Kenya them who sell us into slavery. Kenya them who sell the Haitian into slavery. Certainly, the Americans are wrong on that one. Go ahead.
All right, let's take this call. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Good afternoon, Spiritual Advisor.
Good afternoon, sir.
This is Cowboy calling.
Okay.
Yeah, Spiritual Advisor. Send the fan forces it's like playing Rossini in Haiti, man.
Yeah, I mean, you send them into very hostile territory. I mean, make no mistake about that. Well, I understand it's going to be like a peacekeeping mission, so to speak. I don't know if they're going down there to fight any
Well, if the Defense Force is going, we have a large contingent on the Defense Force who are very fluent in Haitian Creole and in Haitian warfare. Okay? So going there, perhaps there would be nothing to be afraid of because certainly Dr. Raymond King, who is the Commodore of the Defense Force, he would know that if you're sending the armed forces into Haiti, he better make sure that some of us are a part of that contingent, because when we arrive in Haiti, you have to be able to talk to them. Okay? And that is
Thank you, caller.
very significant.
We got two more callers. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live. You're live, caller. Okay. Do me a favor, caller. Turn your radio down first, please. We're getting some feedback from you, okay?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. You're live.
I'm a first caller.
First
and
time
I
caller?
listen to your show regularly. The show is a good show, but I think what is happening, you're concentrating too much on your ratings because there are so much positive things you could say about the Bahamas. I don't know if you're aware how widespread your show is and is being watched and listened to by people all over the world. And the picture you depict of the Bahamas is not correct. I would suggest that you sometimes concentrate on something positive about the Bahamas. Because regardless of what's going on, nowhere in the world is exempted of what's happening around the world. And it would be really enlightening if you would say something positive and not concentrate on your ratings. Because it's bad when you just hear everything negative about the Bahamas that comes through your show. The Bahamas is a beautiful place, and we have people watching it all over the world. And the things you say sometimes, me as a Bahamian, I would not want to come here. So I think we need to start concentrating more or occasionally, only occasionally, on saying something positive about the Bahamas. This is our home. We have nowhere to go. I admire your show. I admire what you do. But I think there's just too much negativity on most of the shows now. This is our place. We have nowhere to go. If you go and tell them all around the world they're raping people in the Bahamas, who would want to come in?
It's what
we wouldn't have no radio station.
It's what the Canadian government issued. My sister,
and every day is more concentration on negativity.
The Canadian government issued a travel warning, and we meant
I am aware of what happened. I'm aware that the Canadians did it.
Okay.
I am aware that the United States did it. But I'm just saying that every day you concentrate on negativity. And when they did issue it, I'm not backing down from that. But what I'm saying is, you can let them know that things are safe in the Bahamas. Say something positive. Because I was a stranger listening, I would not advise or even go to the Bahamas because there's nothing good you'll say about the Bahamas. That's all I want to say.
We thank you for your
so much,
observation.
We're sorry. Yeah.
Advisor
We're so sorry
pray,
that. Yeah.
We'll pray over it.
Yeah, we're sorry that you gathered that, but we love the country just like everybody else, and it is better in the Bahamas despite what's going on. Welcome to Freedom March. Call you live.
Yes, spiritual advisor.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good afternoon, Mr. Munker.
Sir.
Concerning Haiti.
Yes.
One of our prime ministers, Alexander Hubert Ingram.
Yes.
He's been in Abaco for about, 30 years?
In fact, he's from Abaco. Go ahead.
There you go. And he no more Haitian. I don't hear nothing from him.
Well,
I believe he'll do a better job in Abaco, in Haiti than the Perry Christie. Why don't he say something? Why are you so quiet? I mean, I could call
retired.
him, but since he listened, I believe he listened to your show.
He's retired.
Yeah, but retired.
Yeah.
We in problems. We in crisis. I don't think he came out with Kingsley Smith and he came out with Kingsley Smith when concerning that by election. He came out and he been out there campaigning. So why is it that he don't come stand up for the Haitian people who supported him? Even though he stepped down from underneath them, he didn't lose his seat. I don't understand him. I don't want to chew him up, and I respect him. He came from Abaco. But we have a Haitian crisis here, a Haitian crisis.
And you want Papa to solve it?
Yes, that's Papa. That's Papa.
I'll
That's
speak to
the man
Papa.
Papa. The Haitians respect that name, Papa.
I'll speak
Remember
to Papa.
Papa Doc and all them? Why is that he can't come out and suggest...
Remember, Mr. Ingram has retired.
Yeah, but retired from what? He's still alive. This was when all hand on that.
Well, you have an opportunity. Invite him to come out then.
Okay, fine. I thought you were the host of the show and you...
No, I'm giving you the opportunity. Tell Mr. Ingram why you think he needs to get involved.
I believe he'll do a better job. You just was talking about the Perry Christie going in Haiti.
Oh, that's the point you're making.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
Well,
I
think
Perry Christie retired too.
I think Christie has better connection.
No, I don't think so. I beg to differ on that.
Okay, but that's
why I said that.
That's my thoughts. I think he has better connection. He was closer to the Haitian.
I mean, I didn't float here.
President.
I know this place.
Okay.
Okay, and I use the term with all respect.
Okay.
I didn't float you. I believe Mr. Ingram got a good influence on the Haitian nationals.
All right, thank you so much, caller.
And he's sitting.
We got a couple more calls waiting. Thank you, caller. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. You're live.
Hello.
Sorry for cutting you. Sorry about that. Welcome to Freedom March, caller.
Hello.
Yes, you're live, caller.
Yes, hello. Call advisor Bradley Road and Senator Rodney Munker.
So,
both of y'all were right. Today with a press conference with the Commissioner and the Prime Minister. Yeah, it was live on both radio stations.
Okay.
On television station 11, and Commissioner was pointed out the Prime Minister the strategy they was using, and it is working. It is working that they say they clear up, and they show the picture on the TV where they clear up West Avenue and Market Street, very tall trees and building. What was happening? The gangs, them on the drugs and guns.
Okay.
And plus in the Camp Road, and they show all the pictures on TV where they confiscate a lot of drugs, guns, and ammunition. and it was a good strategy. And Commissioner called ACP Dames and Technology. They, if someone walked and pull off in the car, the CCTV could pick them up, and in 3 to 5 minutes, they would get right on the scene and capture the person of armed robbery or stolen car.
Right.
And he said crime is opposite, but it's going down now.
Okay.
And he said armed robbery is down. It's down because ain't much armed robbery now. So the strategy what Commissioner tells the Prime Minister they use him, it is working.
Okay.
And they was on from 3:30 to 4:35. I watched the whole conference, so I just bring you all up to date.
We thank
what's
you.
going on.
We appreciate
and from
that.
There, last but least, from there, Commissioner Fernandez told the Prime Minister from there, from the headquarters, that they going to do a walkabout in Baintown. So they should be in Baintown now.
Okay.
The Prime Minister for the call of Bahamas. So everything strategy is working.
We're happy to hear that. I thank you very much. I'm going to call you citizen journalist. You're a good man. Keep us up to date, okay?
Thank you, caller.
Yeah, this is Reverend Joseph Rule.
Brother Bro, God bless you, and we thank you very much. You're a wonderful citizen.
God bless you. So, both of y'all is right about the conferences today.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much, caller.
Bishop.
Thank you.
God bless both of y'all.
Thank you so much. Welcome to Freedom March Call. You're live.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I 63 years of age. Okay, I got in Roll Town this summer and the fall 60s. The situation down this week, like I said, it has never been like this.
All right, give me a second. Give me a second,
One
caller.
time,
Give us a second, caller. Give us a second. We're having some issues with your call, okay? I don't know if you want to call us back, but we can't make out. Where are you calling from? Are you on the Providence or in Exuma?
I'm here in the Providence.
All
Yeah.
right. We're having some issues with your call. But try again.
I'm happy to go there number one time. I go to Miami. But now, if you notice in Miami, the persons in Miami have run from the state, from state to state. If you go there now, I'm certain that you don't stay there. And the same thing happened in the Bahamas. What we do now, we're going to work with the legal.
No, we can't take that. No. I'm sorry, caller. I am so sorry, but that call, for those who are viewing and listening, we can't understand what is being said. I don't know if you want to try call us from another line or whatever, but I'm sorry. I am so sorry. 323-7775 is the number to call. 698-0775 and 698-0776. Sandra, the caller before that caller was concerned about the negativity coming from the show.
My spiritual advisor, there are issues that must be discussed.
I understand that.
There are people who will find certain issues offensive. We regret that. But the facts of the matter is that there are issues that must be discussed.
And addressed. We do have a major concern.
We have not contributed to crime. But if crime is an issue, we have to deal with it. If a foreign power issue a statement as it relates to the Bahamas, it has to be dealt with. We can't ignore it. And that's basically what it is. We all must do our best as citizens, but as it relates to information, information must be shared. And I think you just must make sure that when you speak truth. And that is what we have been doing here.
Okay.
As simple as that.
We got a call. Welcome to Freedom March, caller. All right, we lost that call. Sorry, we lost that caller. Sorry about that caller. You can try and call us back. We got another 2 minutes or so to entertain some calls. Do you have any more calls, Mr. Producer? No? All right. So, I mean, it was kind of like concerning and rather troubling for me, but we do...
Well, I don't find it troublesome.
I mean,
I don't find it troubling.
We want to make sure the show is balanced and it isn't...
My spiritual advisor, the show is balanced. If you're discussing crime, what are the facts? There are killings taking place in the country. You have to discuss that. The police has reported that there were 2 rapes. You can't ignore that. the U.S. Embassy issued an advisory. You cannot ignore that.
As well as the Canadian government.
Canada came and issued a stronger one. You cannot ignore that. What do? You pretend like Canada didn't say anything?
Well, I guess what she's saying, what we should do, notwithstanding all we've heard or the advisors coming from the United States and Canada, is better than the Bahamas. We still have all the beautiful beaches in the world and the friendliest people. We have good food. We have good landscape. You know, we have a strong economy. We're right next door to America. Our dollars on par with, you know, I guess.
Yeah, all of that
You know?
is true. But in this strong economy, citizens are being murdered. You cannot ignore that.
We understand
In
that.
the strong economy,
We understand
Canada
that.
tells us that at the casino they're raping.
Let's take this last call. Welcome to Freedom March caller. I got you, Sandra.
Hello.
You're live. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. Manka.
Yes?
I have a problem with that bodybuilding, right in the heart of right across the road from you.
Yes.
And you know what is happening in that building?
No?
It is full. Nobody is occupying the building. So what you think is happening in that building?
Tell me what is
It
happening.
needs to be demolished in the heart of the city.
What is happening in the building?
What you no, if nobody living there, criminals.
No, there
street
are
laws.
no. There are no criminals in that building.
Do you, Mr. Manka? It's right across the road from.
I just told you there are no criminals in
I
that
saw,
building.
and I believe criminals is occupying that building.
Take it from me. Any criminal who enters that building will die.
So, Mr. Manka, why is that building still standing and you're all talking
Because
about
the
demolition?
building is owned
I saw
by
in the country.
It is owned by the late Miss Morrison, who has a son
Any-
who is an
Anyhow,
attorney
Mr.
at
Manka,
law and the heir to the property.
I would like to see that building removed.
Leave those people building alone. It is well
so Mr.
fenced
Manka,
in.
it is dropping down on people and doing all
No,
that.
it is not dropping
Because of
down
who
on
building
anyone.
It can't be moved.
It is not dropping down on anyone. Go and take a look again. I just been there today.
I pass there every day, Mr. Manka. I'm from Black Village, so I know.
Well, if you were from Black Village, pass by my house and you and I will inspect it together.
Oh yes, sir.
How does that sound?
I don't have no problem with that.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
All right, take care, caller.
My neighbor.
I don't think we can take any more calls, eh? We
Okay.
are at the, we're sorry we had 2 more calls, but call us tomorrow. We'll be glad to take your calls at the 5:30 marker. But we're at the end of the show, Santa.
Yeah, my
It is
spiritual
still
advisor.
beautiful and better than the Bahamas. This is a wonderful country. You love it. You love it so much that you don't go to Miami. You love the Bahamas so much.
What are you going to Miami for?
Go to Walmart, Sandra.
What are you going to Miami for? Listen, folks, do well. Let's pray for peace. Let's be of good will. All right, my spiritual advisor, give me a salute.
Absolutely.
Hi. This is powerful. God save the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. God save our people. God save our king. King Charles III, the entire royal family. It's powerful.